Alright guys, in this video I want to talk to you about launching a product on Amazon and what my number one tip is for anyone that's trying to launch a product. Now, I get quite a few emails from you guys and I see this issue, I would say probably in the majority of cases of people that launch a product on Amazon and then come to me kind of questioning why their launch has failed or what's going on, or whether their launch has been a success. They just don't really know. So this is why I wanted to cover this tip, because it applies to so many of you, and I'd recommend that every single person uses this when launching a product. So when you're launching a product on Amazon, the key, or I'd say the main reason you are carrying out a launch in the first place is to improve your organic ranks. And you can achieve that through multiple ways, whether that's PPC sales through Amazon, Facebook, off Amazon sales, or a combination. But the one thing that you are trying to achieve is to get your organic ranks to improve to a level whereby you start to achieve sales organically. Then hopefully eventually your organic sales will overtake your paid sales or your advertised sales. Then potentially you can turn off your advertising completely. So if your organic ranks do not improve, or you are not aware of your organic ranks, then you put yourself in a very weak position to know whether your launch strategy is actually working. So let's go into Coathangers. So you'll see the first 4 results there are what we call sponsored listings. So these are people that are using Amazon ads or PPC to appear at the top of the listings. And this one here will be the first organic listing. So sometimes you'll see the same product here as you will in the sponsored if someone's paying for sponsored ads, as well as being ranked at the top of the page. That's quite common. So yeah, this is your first organic rank. So your aim with a launch strategy is to get right near the top of this first page. You don't necessarily have to be in position 1. You can easily succeed from position 5 or 10 if the sales and demand kind of carry on further down the page than just the top couple of listings. Obviously you'll know this from you should know this from your product research, whereabouts you'll need to land on the first page to actually achieve those sales. So with that out of the way, my tip is you need to track your keywords that you are targeting with your PPC, and based on the keyword research you have done, to see how your organic ranks are performing during your launch period. Now, what I get quite a lot is emails saying, I launched my product 7 days ago. They might have spent like £200 on PPC, and they're like, but my launch, I'm not doing many sales. I've made 20 sales. And they think they failed, but that might not be the case. Usually with organic ranks, it takes anywhere from kind of 7 to 10 to 14 days, sometimes longer, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, for those PPC sales to convert into organic rank improvements. So someone might have spent a couple £100 in the first week, done say 20 or 30 sales, but have had no organic sales, and they come to me thinking their launch has failed. However, what's actually happened is their organic ranks have improved. They might have been on page 20, and they might be up to page 5 by now, or they might even be on page 2, and on the cusp of getting to that first page and really getting some good organic sales. So it's so important to know your organic positions as your launch is taking place, so that you can look objectively as to whether your launch is succeeding. So I'm going to show you the tool I use to do this. It is available for free. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you for 2 of my products how I've been tracking, and I've been using this tool since day 1. So let's go on to it now. You guys know that I talk about Helium 10. I'll show you that in a second, but let's go on to, this is my first product here. Now, obviously I've removed the keywords. What you'd normally see here is you'd see a picture of your product, the title with the ACE in, and a couple other bits of information. So I've had to remove that so I can actually show you how it works. And in here you'd add all of your keywords. Now, whether you've done your keyword research using Helium 10, viral launch, or just doing it by looking at what competitors are doing, whichever method you're using, you want to be tracking your keyword ranks here. Now, since I covered this a while back, there's been a few things that have been added, so you can now track your sponsored ranks, which is very important to know whether you're bidding high enough on PPC. And it's also now possible to what we call boost a keyword. So rather than it tracking your organic ranks maybe once every day or so, it now will track it multiple times a day. So you can really see how your PPC is working and how your organic results are improving. So let's take this keyword here. I've got to remember which one it is because I can't tell from the writing. I think it's this one, despite the fact I've actually just dropped down the last couple of days. But let's go here. This is my number 1 keyword for this product. Let's blow it up a little bit. If we go to all time and zoom in, let's bring this up for you guys. You can see here I started tracking this just after I launched my first product in last September. So I think I'd been going a few days before I actually started tracking, so that was a mistake I made. But I'm telling you guys now, make sure you're tracking your product ranks. Whether you're doing it manually using Helium 10 or using another piece of software, you need to know where you are. So there we go. On September the 19th, my position for this keyword, I was 101st organically. Now I think I launched a few days before that, and I remember checking manually, and I wasn't even in the first 20 pages of results. So I would have been, a lot lower down if I'd been using this piece of software. And you can see as my launch progressed, from the 19th to October the 2nd, so near enough 2 weeks for those ranks to continue improving. But by having this information, despite the fact I was spending money on PPC, I could clearly see my organic ranks were improving. So I felt confident continuing to spend and invest in PPC because I knew my organic ranks were catching up, and they eventually did catch up, overtake, and now I don't really run PPC on this product at all, other than when, as you'll see the big gaps in this graph, when I go out of stock and need to do kind of a mini relaunch. So this was the first time I went out of stock. And then had to air freight some in before the Christmas, for Q4. So my ranks, I was only out of stock a short period of time, so my ranks dropped off a little bit. After Christmas, I'd misjudged the stock a little bit, because I think I've said in the previous video I sold better in January than expected. So I was out of stock from the 19th of February until the 9th, so effectively a whole month. So my position dropped down from, I was second there, and I dropped all the way down to 15th once I relaunched. So that gives you an idea of how your ranks can drop off when you go out of stock, but what you can also see is how quick you can get those ranks back. Now if I zoom this in, you can see again there I went out of stock. Let's go down to the last 30 days, because this product went out of stock and has just come back, and you can see here, this is if you're not boosting your keyword, it's roughly tracking once every day or so. So 12th of June, 13th of June, 14th of June. So at the moment I'm about position 3 for that keyword. I want to be higher, so I will put PPC back on for this one keyword because I want to drive it a little bit higher. But if you look here, this is after I relaunched. I put the boost mode on so I could actually see my position, and then this is tracking it every couple of hours, multiple times a day, to see where I was performing. You can see how many tracks there are on June the 4th. 1, 2, there's quite a few times it's tracking that day. So using this tool, it is so useful for seeing whether your launch strategy is working, whether your organic ranks are improving. It's also quite useful if your sales suddenly drop off. You can boost your keywords and just see whether your organic ranks have dropped off, or you've already got this history going. I don't have to check this every day, but I know that it's tracking my data. So if my ranks suddenly drop off, and I would say for this keyword, because of this drop in a couple of places, my sales have dropped off slightly, the last day or two. Not a major problem, because I will just get that keyword ranked to first again. But having this data here, it gives you that information to be able to make informed decisions. Now, I'll show you what I mean about the sponsored keyword tracking as well. So, like I say, I'm not really running sponsored PPC on this particular product at the moment because it's performing well enough. But for this one, which I'm just trying to get re-ranked, if I click onto the graph, it will show my organic ranks. And you can see there again where I boosted it. Funnily enough, this product didn't drop off as much when I went out of stock, despite being out of stock for about the same amount of time. But if you actually click on the sponsored rank column there, that will show you where you are ranked for your PPC advert. Now this is super important, because a lot of people come to me and say, I've got a PPC campaign running, but I can't find my advert. Now rather than having to trawl through 20 pages, you can just run this for all of the keywords you're targeting through your PPC, and it will tell you roughly where you are. Obviously your ranks will change slightly depending on which device you're using. If you've viewed that product yourself before, that can impact, and Amazon changed the ranks sometimes on an hourly basis. So this just gives you a general pattern. So if you weren't tracking your ranks often, and you come and said, I'm ranked 13th or 14th, whatever that is, you might be like, I really need to up my PPC. But you can see, actually, do you know what? My PPC is fine. It was just that one-off where it dumped me down a bit low into position 14 or 15, whatever it was. My PPC is fine. I don't really need to up my bid. It is working for me. So that is my top tip for launching a product, is whatever strategy you're using to launch your product, is track your ranks so you can see whether your organic ranks are improving, and also how your PPC adverts are performing as well. Now, to show you the piece of software I use, I've talked about Helium 10 before. It is the only piece of software I use pretty much on a day-to-day basis for all of the stuff. But there's a free plan that you guys can use. You can track, if you look here with the, the keyword tracker, you can track up to 20 keywords for free. So I would recommend everyone that launches a product on Amazon track your organic ranks using this software. Now, if you've got a bit of money to spare, obviously with the kind of the more expensive packages, you get the additional features such as the boost feature, being able to track multiple times per day, which is really handy in those early days when you want kind of more responsive figures. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. If you guys want to try it for free, you can. There's my affiliate link. No, by all means, go to helium10.com yourself and don't use my affiliate links. But if you want to, there's an affiliate link and a 10% off code if you want to use it monthly, or if you just want 50% off your first month, so you just want to try the software for a month, then you can use Darren50 instead. But let me know what you think about tracking. How many of you guys have launched products and not tracked, or which of you guys have actually tracked it? Did you find it useful? Were you able to make better decisions and see whether your launch was actually working? But let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.